G'day to all my friends and family, and welcome to this episode of Jim's 5am Club. What I'd love to do on this beautiful, most beautiful day is to go through another book and see what we can learn, what we can glean, what we can take, and what we can actually incorporate into our inventory of skills, knowledge, wisdom, and potential power. The book that I've selected for today's episode is entitled Stop Letting Everything Affect You. A powerful, powerful book that was only just recently published on the 5th of July 2025 by an author who goes by the name of Daniel Chidiac. This book is, as we said before, quite powerful, and it's not about comfort. This book is more about clarity. The author, Chidiac, doesn't talk down to you. He writes like someone who's been through the same storm and finally found the way out. The pages are full of reminders that are both simple yet profound. And you can't control what happens, but you can always control how you respond to those things that happen. This is not a book that just tells you to be positive or to let go. It actually shows you how, step by step, by understanding your own emotions and reframing your thoughts and setting your own boundaries that are designed to protect your peace. Many years ago, my wife Paula told me about a powerful concept that she came across, where it was said that each person is responsible and needs to put a moat around their own sanity. In this book, there is a particular section where he talks about how we give far too much power to the options and the opinions of others, and how one single comment, one look, or one rejection can ruin your whole day. And he asks a very simple yet profound question. Why do we keep handing people the keys to our own peace of mind? And this line stays with us because we realise how often we let things outside of ourselves decide how we feel inside. So let's step through some of these key lessons and see where it takes us, what we can learn. And the first important and powerful point that comes is that not every emotion deserves a reaction. How simple yet powerful is that statement? Not every emotion deserves a reaction. And Chidiac reminds us that emotional maturity means learning how to pause before responding, learning how to think between stimulus and response. Because when it's all said and done, humans have the ability to think about how they respond, unlike animals that just instinctively react to a stimulus. A human can sit and think about the first, second, and third level consequences of how they respond and to pick the best option based on one's reasoning. And you don't need to fight every battle or explain yourself every time. Just understanding this one point from this book is enough to make this book one of the best books you've ever come across. Because when it's all said and done, peace is simply choosing silence. Just think about that. Just ponder that one point. That peace is simply choosing silence. We also learn that you can't control people, but you can control your focus. Instead of trying to fix everything and everyone, this book teaches you to redirect your energy inward. Redirect your energy inward towards growth, gratitude, and self-respect. We also learn from this book that overthinking doesn't solve problems, but overthinking basically magnifies and amplifies one's problems. Because what you learn also is that the mind loves to replay what absolutely hurts you. But healing begins when you stop feeding the noise and choose what to focus on. Chidiac encourages grounding yourself in the present and accepting that uncertainty is a natural part of everybody's life. So once again, the key message from this point is that overthinking doesn't solve problems. It just turns up the volume and the intensity of those problems. Boundaries are also discussed at length in this book, and we learn that boundaries are acts of self-love. What a wonderful, wonderful way of putting it. Chidiac emphasizes that thoughts are just passing clouds. They don't define you unless you fixate on it and believe them. Freedom, your freedom, begins when you stop identifying with every story your mind tells you. This is so powerful, because we often hear about how people identify with certain things, and that identification or that focus, that obsession becomes something that rules their lives, but also brings with it those people's destruction. And the last point to come from this book is where we talk about emotional chaos, and we remind ourselves that emotional chaos is not our destiny. What we don't want in life is emotional chaos, or to be with people, or to be hooked into a network that is defined by endless emotional chaos. And you can live and learn to live lightly, to move through the world with grace, instead of being trapped in tension, because peace is not found in a perfect life, but peace is found in a steady, clear mind. So this book, Stop Letting Everything Affect You, is not just a self-help book. It's a reality check delivered with warmth and honesty. It teaches us and you how to stop absorbing and welcoming everybody else's negative and destructive energy, and how to productively calm the storms inside you, and how to finally, most importantly, take power back. When you finish this book, or when you finish listening to this episode, what you'll realize is something simple but freeing, that peace doesn't come from a quiet world. A quiet world is an impossibility, but peace comes from a quiet mind, and that each and every one of us have the key to the door to our minds, with God's help, of course, to bring the peace that we all deserve, and the peace that is everybody's birthright. So thank you very much for joining me on this episode of Jim's 5am Club, where I come to you from Meadowbank Jetty, Meadowbank Wharf, on this glorious spring Sydney day. I look forward to coming to you again from another place, and with another message of empowerment, where we can hopefully learn to work together and to appreciate what we have, and to make the most of what we have. Yassas, take care, and bye for now.